Hey guys, so I got a workout plan from ChatGPT for my strength training. I had to get a fibromyalgia friendly strength training routine, and right now my focus is on my abs and my butt, but I'm doing a full body strength training routine. Sorry, one of my earrings, I took it out in my sleep. It was pinching me, so I'm a little messy. But anyway, I plugged in some information to it. I told it I wanted to do no equipment, full body workout, strength training routine alongside 3 days of jogging a week, and I wanted to strength train 4 days a week. So at this current moment, I'm only doing 10 to 15 minutes of jogging 3 days a week because I got to start out really lightweight. So it recommended not even to go from 10 to 15 minutes because my very first and only jog that I did 10 minutes. And I felt really good after that. I didn't have a flare up, I didn't have a crash. I was really clear headed, I didn't need a nap, and it lasted for like 2-3 days. So it recommended if 10 minutes felt that good and that clear headed and that healthy for me to keep it at 10 minutes for, at least a month or two. So I think I'm just going to do 10 minutes for 3 times a week for the first month or a month and a half, 2 months, something like that. I don't want to drag it out too long. So maybe just for the first month, I'll just jog for 10 minutes, maybe bump it up to 15 minutes. And after that, I'll just increase it by a minute probably every 2-3 weeks. Because with strength training and even with cardio, they say the best way to make improvement and not wind up with plateaus and stuck not losing weight is when you don't do progressive overload. So that basically just means increasing your reps by every few weeks or every couple of weeks, or increasing your weight a little bit every month or so, or your distance, or your time range on how long you're doing your cardio, just a little bit, like a 30 seconds or a minute longer every couple of weeks. So that's what I'm working on, but I have to be cautious because I can't do it too fast or my fibromyalgia will flare up. So progressive overload is a key that it keeps reminding me that I have to add additional stress on the body as I go through these weeks and months on my weight loss journey and on my strength training journey. Ideally, I would like to be muscled up, not like bulky, but like I want defined, like I want to be muscular. Um, you guys saw MJ Africa Love on the old channel, the video I posted. I would love to have a physique like hers, but she used to be a bodybuilder, so she really knows what muscles to hit and how to hit it. And she's got like a gym at her house, like with the barbells and I forget, I think they're barbells. Yeah, barbells, with the weight racks and stuff where you do squats and deadlifts and shit like that. So she has a full setup, and I get really, really intimidated by that area of the gym. I always have been a little intimidated by doing all that because you can hurt yourself really bad if you don't have good form. I don't know how many reps to do. I don't know what weight to use. I don't know how to use the weight machines. I don't know none of that. And I've never learned any of that, which is why I hired a personal trainer. But he did not understand that I had fibromyalgia. So he was working me so hard, I got sick and I couldn't keep using him. So it was like, I need someone who specializes in physical therapy and strength training who can help you build muscle gently. And he was like a beastly, like 350-pound muscle ass 6'3" dude who is like not on board with fibromyalgia in the slightest. So he was not listening when I told him I had fibromyalgia. He did not plan a strength training routine for fibromyalgia for me. So it didn't work out very well. So doing it on my own and talking to ChatGPT is familiar with fibromyalgia in and out, obviously, and it's familiar with strength training in and out. So it has built me a very gentle workout. And I've done one of the strength training routines it had for me, and it was so gentle I was worried that it wouldn't actually be effective, because I mean, I wasn't sore afterwards, not after doing it, not in the days afterward. It was so few repetitions, I'm like, is this actually going to activate anything? But it can still be effective, because I remember when I very first started working out outside of school, when I had started eating at Hardee's a whole lot at my very first job, and I gained a little bit of weight, and I started jogging and strength training. I did a 15-minute strength training routine in my house, and after like a month and a half doing that 15 minutes, I could feel it in my muscles, and like I could feel the tension in my muscles while I was working out, keeping my abs tight and doing all this stuff. So I knew even just 15 minutes of full body weight exercises and strength training, it still had an effect. So I assume it's going to be the same way with this, doing strength training routines for about 15 to 20 minutes, full body workout. It's not a full body workout every day. It's been split into 4 days throughout the week. So I do core and upper body twice a week, and I do butt and lower body twice a week. Because that's just the level of aggression I want. It was 4 strength training days a week, 3 jogs a week, but I might bump it down to 2 jogs a week and take my 7th day as just a rest day, because you do need some type of a rest day and all of that at some point. So I might just go on a light, like 10-minute walk on my 7th Sunday, or on Sunday, or something like that. So I do have a plan mapped out. It is the first of the month, and I did say I was going to start implementing both of those, because I've still been walking and everything, but I haven't jogged since the first day, and it just comes down to the lack of motivation that you get with fibromyalgia. But I just realized sitting out here today that a lack of motivation also comes down to a lack of discipline. And for me, when it comes to exercise, I've always been highly disciplined with my exercise, and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to just sit here and be like, oh, I just don't have the motivation today, so I'm just not going to do it. I'm like, that's as bad as saying I have no discipline. So I'm going to make myself do it. I want to do it. I want to change my body. I want to recomposition it, and I want to get the muscles that I want to get, even if I'm not chiseled, because it can take a tremendous amount of effort to get that type of body with fibromyalgia. It is still achievable. It just takes a lot longer to get there. And I want to work out daily anyway, and I want to strength train weekly, regularly. Like, it was always a goal of mine to be an older lady who is muscular and who can do pull-ups and sit-ups and push-ups and shit like that. Like, I always wanted to be a fit older woman. So I got to do that in my youth, so you can turn it around in your older age, but it's going to be a lot more difficult than if you were just going into older age already fit. So I would like to get a jump on that now. I know that's a big difference between 34 and 70, but like, it doesn't hurt to start early, and you can always benefit from exercise at whatever age you are. So I would like to just live a healthy lifestyle. It's been a while since I have worked out to the point that I was broken out in a sweat and my heart was palpitating, and I'm like feeling really good, and the endorphins are flowing, and I feel like I did a proper workout. Like, for one thing, having lost 30 pounds, it's not as hard to work out as it was before. But I also don't push my body the way I did when I was in my early 20s, when my fibromyalgia was just starting. But also, I was so used to working out like an hour over an hour on the elliptical and on the bike for, like I said, hour over an hour 20 minutes, hour 15 minutes for 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week for 4 years straight, that I got conditioned to doing hard workouts, and I challenged myself with intensity on the machines and extending the time frames I was on the machine. And I was 210 pounds while I was doing that, so I put on a lot of muscle mass just from cardio. But I haven't done anything like that in a while. Plus, my fibromyalgia has gotten a lot worse over the years, so I can't keep up with what I used to do. Plus, I'm a little older. I'm in my 30s now, and it's just all around harder to do. But the bright side of that is it takes a lot less to get me the same results as it would have in my 20s, where I would have had to put in a lot more effort to get the similar results of weight loss and sweat and heart rate and all that stuff. It takes a lot less to get me there now. So my body's still going to have the effects of it if I do a lot less strenuous work, but I got to stick with it. So 5.5 months of walking almost every day. I decided I wanted to start jogging just to bump up the intensity a little bit. Plus, I wanted to get back to jogging anyway. So a 10-minute jog, it's not anything extreme, but it still keeps your heart rate elevated, which is really what you want with exercise, cardio in particular. You want a slightly elevated heart rate. You know, they say where you can talk, but you can talk during the exercise, but it's not so strained you can't carry on a conversation, but it's high enough of a intensity that your heart rate is a little bit elevated and you have a little bit of sweat going on. It's a little bit of effort you got to expend to get through the exercise, all like that. So jogging or lightweight jog for 10 minutes, as much as I can do for as many seconds as I can go before I need like a 10-second break, and then I'll restart as long as I can go. Then I'll take a 10-second break and I'll just do that for 10 minutes. So that's how I do my jogging. And it works out well. It's not too much on my body. I try to do it at a time of the day when it's not too hot. Drink a glass of water before I go so I don't have to bring any water or anything with me. It's just 10 minutes, so it's not like I'm going to be jogging for an hour with no water or anything like that. Then I drink a glass when I get back, and that's been working out well. I haven't been getting, well, I only did it once, but when I did it, I didn't get dehydrated or anything like that, so that should work going forward. But yeah, so once I get into the strength training, I can get up here and talk about what exercises in particular I'm doing to target what areas of my body, if you're curious, or if you would like to try to do any of those exercises to target your butt and your abs, is particularly what I would like to work on for myself for muscle growth. And I can just share what my routine is with you, at least the exercises. I'm not going to go into the reps and all like that, but just the name of the exercises themselves, so you can look them up if you want to do them, if you're not familiar with what they are. But sorry, my nose is really wet. It stays wet. I have a nasal spray, but I forget to use it, and it makes all the difference in the world to me with the snot and the coughing and runny nose and all this shit, but I forget to use it. But yeah, I just wanted to get up here right quick and talk about that. I just got my workout routine, my strength training workout routine put together. And today is the day that I'm supposed to be doing my 10-minute jog, I do believe. Friday and Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday. I got to look back on the schedule and do whatever today I'm supposed to do today. And I said I was going to start on the 1st, so I got to do whatever's on the schedule for today. Probably in like a couple hours I'll do that. But just wanted to share. So I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.